Happy Friday, everybody. Bad News Brad in here at noon for the 19 at noon weather show, live from the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center, where we are still above water here. It's been raining all morning long. I'm so tired of saying the word rain. It's just been coming down in buckets. This widespread swath or slug of rainfall is finally pushing its way on off the east. We will see some drier weather for the latter half of our Friday out there. What is popping up on this screen? I don't care what is going on with that. Oh boy, that's a mess. All right, I digress. It's like the phone ringing in here. This place is full of surprises. You never know what's going to happen. And none of it you guys can see. So with that said, hopefully you're not doing too bad on a Friday. There was a tornado earlier down in southern Kentucky where there was just the slimmest of chances for severe weather today, and they had a tornado, and I think one person passed away in that storm, they confirmed. I forget the county, but it was well outside of our area, down through south of Louisville, basically. Maybe Washington County, don't quote me on that. But some nasty weather down that way. For us, it's just the rainfall, so it could be worse. Always could be worse. Let's take a look at what's going on here across the area, and that is, well, a lot of rainfall. These are the totals I looked up at as of 11:30 this morning. Just about a half an hour ago, so it's still raining in a few spots, so some of these totals are subject to change, but this is where we got hit the hardest. Monterey down in Owen County, 1.6 inches down at Guest Lock down that way. Lunken Airport, 1.36 inches of rainfall. We were saying the last couple days, generally around and south of downtown is where we were going to see the, if you drew a line through the heart of the tri-state, and then areas southward, that's where the heaviest rain was going to be. Versailles is on that line. 1.06 in Owenton, also in Owen County there, 1.06. The airport, at last check, just got bumped off the slips by a little bit. It was 1.04 inches at the International Airport. That means that our grand total now is 17.57. I had to do that math in my head really quick. 17.57. That is enough to put us in the top 10. In fact, into the number 9 spot for the wettest meteorological springs of all time. So March, April, May, we've now seen 17.59. Don't ask me to do math when I've been up since way too long with not enough sleep. But it's a number 9 spot. I did look that up before we started here. Also, sorry for starting a few minutes late if you're just tuning in and wondering why we didn't start right at noon. It's because I had to go to the bathroom. So apologies for that. Too much talk of rain today. Riverboats, rain's not keeping them away. BB Riverboat, they're running up the Ohio, and some drops of water, some fresh drops, still hitting the lens here of the camera. Looking back at downtown, that rain just trying to hold on. We have that little shower there still over downtown. On the backside of the system, we're not done with the rain, but note there is a little bit of clearing happening back here. Just to the northwest of Greensburg and Decatur County, Connorsville up that way. We could see, I know it seems like we're socked in and it's never going to end, but we could see some sunshine before the day is up. Don't quote me on that one. Don't quote me on that one. But we could see some sunshine out there. And, just going to be one of those days. We could see some sun, but we also run the chance, as you can see, a little further to the west, that we could see some of these storms bubbling up here with a little bit of clearing. So we're seeing a few storms back here in Indiana. None of these right now that are active are going to be pushing into our area. They're going to swing around us and head off to the south. But we got to keep our eyes up here, north and east of Indy, because on the backside of the system, we certainly could see a few storms this afternoon. We're not done with the rain, but could also see some sunshine. Just one of those days here on Friday. It's been kind of lousy. We're talking about how this was going to be a speed bump into what looks like a really nice weekend. Just a brief little step back before the sunshine comes back out tomorrow. 68 degrees outside. That'll be our high temperature. Rain-cooled 68 outside, but we're back in the 70s this weekend. And while we will dry back out Saturday after the early morning hours, it's probably not a mower day, especially not a riding mower. If you're going to try to get some of the yard work done, wait off until Sunday if you can, because that'll be a much better day once things dry out a bit. We'll stay dry Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Sunday looks dry, and by that time we should have a chance to get some of the ground less soggy out there. Monday looks pretty good too, if you can wait off until early next week. We'll have a nice sunny stretch ahead. This is Saturday, Sunday. Again, nice. We could have a few showers early tomorrow morning, but most of that's out of here by the time we hit Saturday afternoon. Sunday looks great too, just some filtered sunshine, and then we stay dry into Monday and Tuesday. We'll just fast forward through both of them. The next rain chance arrives late Wednesday, and I'm really thinking it's going to be after sunset in most cases. This is a little change from yesterday with this model we're looking at here. It has that rain getting in just a little bit earlier Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. But I do think most of the rain's really still going to be on Thursday. You can see it's a slow-moving cold front that comes in. It's going to effectively squeeze the moisture out of the air through the day Thursday, making for another waterlogged day. Several areas could see another inch or more of rainfall through the day Thursday, so something to keep an eye on. Jumping back, we're going to back it up just a little bit. We're going to go back to what's going to happen outside tomorrow. Tomorrow, the skies will start to clear through the late morning, early afternoon for most areas. With that, you might notice a little bit of haze up in the sky. That is going to be wildfire smoke. The Canadian wildfire season begins the 1st of May, kind of like how hurricane season for us starts, for the Atlantic starts the 1st of June. The wildfire season, similar, but a month earlier up in Canada. You can see all the wildfires that are up there right now. I don't know why this graphic just hates me. It's been hating me all morning. Let me see if I can just get this to pull up. A little inside baseball again for you as we try to get this to show the right stuff. So there are the wildfires, and then I don't know why this doesn't show up on air. I tried getting this to work all morning. This is where the wildfire smoke is now. And you could see that we are already seeing from those Canadian wildfires through portions of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. My Canadian provinces, I've been to most of them. I forget half the time, again, because I don't talk about them all that much. But yeah, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, that wildfires up there are dragging this weather system we've been seeing, dragging the smoke on down on the backside of that system. And you'll see there, Minneapolis, a lot of smoke out there. Winnipeg, also a good amount of smoke. Bear with me, because now I'm going to switch, and I'm going to show you the live satellite image of the last 3 hours. And you can see some of that smoke starting to drift on in to that same area I was just highlighting. And if this would have cooperated, I would have been able to do this much more fluidly. But you can see all that smoke here, that kind of brown shaded area that we were just looking at. What was red on the other screen is now that brown shaded area. That is wildfire smoke being dragged down. Now, most of this is going to stay aloft. It's not going to be a huge issue. However, sometimes when it does rain, like it will tomorrow morning, sometimes when that cooler air sinks on down, you can drag some of that wildfire smoke aloft down to the surface. And it could smell a little smoky. So if you smell something smoky tomorrow, this could be it. It could be that wildfire smoke coming on down. It could briefly decrease the air quality as we work our way through the day tomorrow. You can see here, this is a model showing that smoke coming on down. But I'm not expecting major issues because it's going to be in and out. This is 1:30 in the morning while you're still sleeping, so nobody's going to be smelling that. Hopefully you're in bed by that point. The wildfire smoke, however, does become fairly widespread. Again, mostly aloft. If anything, tomorrow morning, if the clouds are breaking in your area, and there will still be some clouds this time, if those clouds are breaking in your area, you might see an enhanced sunrise, and that means it's just going to kind of be extra red out there. The sun will be a little bit more defined than it normally is, thanks to that thick wildfire smoke. If the clouds do not break until later on in the day, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, well, let's just fast forward just a little bit and see what we got here. By 11:30 to 12, I think most areas are seeing clear skies, clear of clouds anyway by that point. You could still see some of that. It's kind of a milky sky. You'll see it out there. Almost looks like high, thin clouds, but that'll be the wildfire smoke out there. By 1 o'clock, things start to thin out, and by the later evening hours, different kind of smoke. We're going to be talking smoke over in the Bailey, hopefully, for some goals from FC Cincinnati. It's their last home game for a long time. They're out of town the entire month of June over at FC Cincinnati. They are out of town for the next 3 games after this, and there's a lot happening at TQL Stadium next month. If you didn't know, they have a U.S. women's national team. They're hosting Ireland towards the end of June. In between, there are 4 matches that FC Cincinnati is hosting. They got Bayern Munich. They're in town. Big club. I mean, huge club. If you're not a soccer follower, you probably have even heard of Bayern Munich. One of the best clubs in the world. They're playing there. Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund has 2 games at the Tickle. And who is it? Who's the other team? Salzburg, and they're playing some other clubs. One's out of New Zealand. I've been up for just way too long. Another one out of Mexico, and another one, the Sundowners, I forget where they're from, somewhere not in North America or Central or Southern America. It's somewhere, I think it's over in Asia. Anyway, this is how much, again, when I don't sleep, that's what we deal with. But either way, FC Cincinnati, that was a long answer to. They're not in town for a long time. They don't get back until July. So with that said, it will probably not feel this nice the next home game. It's probably going to be, 80s, high humidity. It's going to feel like summer. So get out there and enjoy this match with a little bit of free AC, a lot of sunshine. Wear the sunscreen, the shades if you're going to be on the east side of the stadium, because you know how it is this time of the year. That sun does not go down. I think our sunset tonight, 8:57, almost 9 o'clock. So it's almost going to be 9 o'clock that sun goes down. So with a kick at 7:30, the sun will still be up and blinding you on the east side of that stadium. So just be aware of that. Temperatures, next couple of days. Rain cooled today. We're back in the low 70s, a little free AC this weekend, but we're going to get a little taste of summer as we work our way back towards the end of this forecast. 83 Wednesday. That warm up, it's going to be breezy outside on Wednesday, too. I have gusts down for about 25 miles an hour on Wednesday. That's going to help to fuel that Thursday storm threat. It's going to bring a lot of moisture in and help to fuel that. Now, while we will see a brief cool down after that, the extended trend, we keep showing you this map. This is the Climate Prediction Center that puts this map out, right? Much of the heart of the country here, over towards the Great Plains, will be running below normal, but off to the West Coast, down in Florida, here in the Ohio Valley, most areas will be running above normal. Now, normal, by the time we hit days 8 to 14, is going to be about 80 to 82 degrees. So they're expecting temperatures generally most of the time to be above that. It's going to feel like summer out there, so enjoy the cool down. Enjoy those lower energy bills while they last, because they're probably out of here after this week. 68 might be our coolest temperature here until we get back into the fall. We'll see what happens, but 68, a nice cool day if you like it. Enjoy it. Nice cool weekend, and it's all up from there. 75 degrees outside Monday, 80 on Tuesday, 83 breezy conditions Wednesday. That slim chance late. We'll see. We'll watch the timing. It's still early on that, but Thursday does look to be another hefty rainfall event. Maybe not as bad as today, but still a slow-moving storm system that'll cool us down there for a day. Let's see what we have in the Facebook comment land. Dare I on a Friday? Why do they give him a mic and allow him to talk? Very kind, Brenda. I hope you have a better day. Why do they do that? Because I'm good at my job, unfortunately. Why do you watch? That's a good question. All right, what else do we have here? Let's see if anybody is chatting on my Facebook page. Probably not, but we'll figure it out because we're also simulcasting to that. And the answer to that is Jackie saying hello from Goshen. Hello, Jackie. Good to see you out here on a Friday. Hopefully everybody has a good weekend. I know the rain's got people down maybe a little bit today, but we'll see a few peaks of sunshine this afternoon. And then a nice weekend. A little breezy early Saturday, maybe some wildfire smoke to go along with that. Something to keep an eye on for tomorrow morning. And then we'll clear out for the rest of the weekend. 71 Saturday, 72 on Sunday. Nice sunny stretch into next week. Hopefully that can turn that frown, Brenda, upside down as we work our way back into a nicer weekend. All right, well, that's all I have in comment land. I've been up since 12 o'clock, so it's going on 12 hours, and I've had nothing to eat except for carrots and I think one streusel that the folks up in one of the German societies brought in this morning, which, again, I'm blanking on because sleep deprivation, it gets you. Catherine, still off next week, enjoying the vacation of her life. Thank you, John. Catherine's still out next week. She was at the Grand Canyon a couple days ago. Who knows where she'll be next couple of days. But she's still out, so yes, unfortunately, you're stuck with me. For Monday and Tuesday. Aaron is mornings Wednesday and Thursday, and then I'm back again on Friday. So you get plenty of morning time with me because who isn't cheerier in the morning than me? Bad News Brad. If you missed it, follow my Facebook page if you're not already there because a lot of good stuff happening there. We'll keep you updated through the weekend on weather happenings. Great stretch ahead. We just have to get through today. Today looks kind of lousy. Real summer weather. So, April, if you're just tuning in, I don't know if you missed it or not, but, we do have some warmer temperatures there, 83 on Wednesday. The overall trend is up from here. This might be our last coolest day until we hit, maybe late August, September. We'll see what happens. But the trend is an upward one, and not just the next 7 days, but the next 8 to 14, too. Climate Prediction Center still has us in an above-normal zone for temperatures there. It's not to say we can't see a brief cool down like what we're going to see outside with the rain on Thursday, but generally from the 7th to the 13th, above normal. And normal this time of the year is the low 80s, so above that. So we're talking mid-80s, so it's probably going to turn into summer here pretty soon, unfortunately, if if you've been enjoying the little bit of free AC and those lower energy bills, just being able to crack open the windows, that might be long gone here pretty soon. And, hopefully, a lot of people always complain it hasn't been we never get a spring. This has been a really nice one. It's been a long spring with, some variability in there, but overall, generally cool temperatures. That, unfortunately, because I like the cooler temperatures and the variability, looks like it'll change here, working our way towards meteorological summer, which begins, as I mentioned, Sunday. That is meteorological summer. They go by the month, so it's March, April, May, that's spring, and then June, July, August, summer. So summer looking more summer-like here as we start to get past the first day anyway. That's when the 80s start to kick back in. 75 Monday, 80 degrees Tuesday, 83 Wednesday, so back above normal by Wednesday. What else was I going to say? Since I know the competition is watching there, just to go back to give you some numbers, because you're watching, we did pick up over an inch today, so that does put us in the top 10 wettest meteorological springs ever. Officially at CVG, the official reporting site, Lunken saw even more than CVG, 1.36 inches. We saw 1.04 as of last check. It might still be raining at the airport. And I don't have my bookmarks in here, so I can't check on the fly. But 1.04 at the last check takes us now to the number 9 spot all time. You heard it here first and not on the other channel. Because I know he's watching. 16.53 now up to 17.57. It took me a second. It took me way too long to add that up. So number 9 on the all-time list, up from 12th where we started the day before all the rain pushed back in. We are not going to get anywhere close to the record. We could still see some rain inside, at the airport before tomorrow morning, before the meteorological spring ends. But we are not going to see, 7 inches of rain. It's just not going to happen. If it does, I will fire myself, which at least 5 people on here would enjoy. All right, that is going to be it for me. I think we're going to call it quits today because, 1, I'm hungry. 2, I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap while it's still cloudy outside. And then who knows what's going to happen. We're going to get wild on a Friday, probably watching The Last of Us or something. We'll see what happens. Yes, Mickey, I have also been enjoying the cooler temperatures, having moved up from Florida, the pit of misery, as I like to call it, where it was hot about 98% of the time, like 95 plus through the entire year. I will take the cooler temperatures. I welcome this. I don't immediately sweat if I'm walking outside. So it's been nice. Kim, hope you have a great weekend. Everybody have a great weekend. Get out there, enjoy some sunshine. It will be nicer once we get past today. Today's lousy, I'll give it to you. It's not great. Might have a few peaks of sunshine later today. That is all I see comment-wise. With that, I'm going to take one more quick look at the 7-day forecast if I can get to it, if the computer allows. That's always a challenge on a Friday. The computer just does not want to work. But here's the 7-day forecast. Don't forget Reds are back in town too next week if you want to catch a game. Looks really nice. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday looks, great. Plenty of sunshine. Wear the sunscreen if you're in the outfield. 80 degrees Tuesday, nice and warm out there. It'll finally feel like some baseball weather. So get out there, enjoy it. Enjoy some sunshine, a lot of fairs, festivals, everything happening this weekend, and you will have no weather interruptions out there. And plenty of time to get the yard work done Tuesday before that next rain chance arrives on Wednesday. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.